Hello guys, my name is FX and welcome back to Would You Rather. This is the game where you debate with yourself and you can actually win, amazingly enough, except if you're me and then you just lose all the time. Would you rather own a lightsaber or use the Force? To use the Force. Don't know what that means, but use the Force is the same thing. So, citizens of Earth, I would like to, I'm being the politician again, don't we know? So, own a lightsaber or use the Force? Well, there's, I've got it, right, I've got it and I'm gonna win. So, using a lightsaber is a weapon which you may or may not need a work permit for. I don't know how it works or whatever. We're gonna start the clock, and we can't exactly take it everywhere. Whereas if you had the Force in your back pocket, not literally, but it's a metaphor, you see. If you had the metaphor in your back pocket, if you had the Force in the back pocket, then you could use it whenever you needed to. So in case of emergencies, it will always be there. Whereas you may not have a lightsaber in case of an emergency. You know what I mean? And if you're having a fight, you could always use the Force to knock someone out rather than use it, because you can't use a lightsaber to stun someone, can you? It's a laser, for fuck's sake. Like, what are you gonna do? Use the butt of the thing? No, it's not. It's not plausible. So that's why I'm gonna use the Force. And apparently 76% agree. Yay! Would you rather have a high salary in a job you hate or have a low salary in a job you love? Right, well, there's that saying in there that if you work the job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Or if you do the job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Right? Because you love it and you enjoy doing it, so it's more like a hobby kind of thing. So that's probably the road I'm gonna go down, rather than but you could see it all depends on the person. So if you like buying shit, then you'd probably have a high salary in a job you hate, because people can probably do 9 to 5, bear with it, Monday to Friday, and then that's it. They can get sloshed at the weekend and buy nice shit. So that might work for some people. For me, I'm not really that bothered, really, he says, as he actually wants nice stuff. No, I'm not. Like, things that are important to me are family and friends and stuff like that, and having a PC so I can do me work. Hey, that's me. I'm in the next one. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm standing. So if I didn't have a nice car, but I get to do something that I love for the rest of my life, then that's a nice payoff for me. As long as I've got me shitty little Corsa outside that goes from, 0 to 60 in 2.5 years and gets me to A to B in a reasonable amount of time, then I'm happy. So I'm gonna go for have a low salary in a job you love rather than a high salary in a job you hate. And apparently 45% of people agree with me. What is wrong with you? Would you rather have uncontrollable ear hair or have uncontrollable nose hair? Right, well, I'm probably gonna have to go for nose hair on this one, because if you had, I don't know, I'm not a medical doctor by any stretch of the imagination, as you've probably gathered by now, judging by the shit that comes out of my mouth. But I would say that if you had uncontrollable ear hair, that could cause a problem in terms of hearing, don't we know? So I'd probably go with nose hair, because maybe, that's another thing. Maybe if it starts growing out down here, you could mold it into some sort of a mustache and turn it and mold it into your. But if you're a guy and you can grow facial hair, one, good for you, and two, you could just mold it into one face art, if you like, I guess, and then maybe just keep trimming like the gap between the hair. I've thought this through. Yeah, I am a genius. We're gonna go with uncontrollable nose hair, and apparently 35% agree with me. So maybe I'm not a genius after all. Moving on. Would you rather be Godzilla? Godzilla, is that his name? I don't remember. I've seen the film. He sounded like Godzilla. Godzilla, whatever. Would you rather be a monster? Is what my dumbass is trying to say, or be King Kong, another monster kind of thing. I think I'd rather be King Kong, because he was an ape-ish, right? He was a bloody big ape, but he was still an ape. He was, if you believe in evolution and whatever. I don't know if it's a belief or if it's a well-known fact. See, I'd never be a doctor with shit that comes out of my mouth. I never get a bloody patient. I'd scare them all off. Anyway, they have the hands and feet. That's where I was going with that. I don't know what that is. That's like claws more than anything, but they have the hands and feet. Whereas Godzilla, you couldn't really FAP like that, could you, really? I mean, I can't believe I just said that. Among other things, you can't really do anything with that. Whereas with a hand, I wasn't thinking that, but I mean, he went, going back to the film and the story and shit, he went on the Empire State Building, didn't he? So you couldn't do that if you weren't Godzilla, you see? You couldn't climb, you couldn't high five people, I mean, people will be scared of you and running away. But if people got to know you as King Kong, and it turns out you're like a really, really nice guy, then you could high-five people and help people out and whatever. And like, oh, you need the top shelf, I'll get that for you, kind of thing. Whereas with Godzilla, you can't do anything like that, really. You just make noises and blow fire, maybe? I can't remember the film. So on that basis, I am going to click King Kong because I thought I made a decent argument. 43% agree with me on that one. All right, well, there's not a lot of fappers in the group, is there, really? Would you rather live in a giant shoe or live in a giant peach? Right. Well, this is a given. I'd live in a giant peach because if you're hungry, you can just munch on the, I don't know what that was, but you could munch. You could eat the wall, basically, from the inside out, really, even though you don't really eat the skin. You can eat the skin. I know fruit, don't you know? So, yeah, I'd probably live in a peach because, again, for the food, and you probably get some moisture slash juices from the peach, so you wouldn't go thirsty and you wouldn't go hungry, is what my dumbass is trying to say. Whereas, live in a giant shoe, can we leave, by the way, or are we forever in the shoe slash peach? Because if you are, then I'd definitely choose a peach. If you're not, then I'd probably still choose a peach. Because again, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just hungry, you don't have to go down to Sainsbury's or other food shops. You could just literally stand up, just walk over to the wall and just munch on it, as I've already said. But then again, you're in a giant peach and birds might attack it. So maybe you want to be in a giant shoe for protection. We're going to go with giant shoe, actually. I've just done a 180-degree spin on that one because I'm thinking more of safety. Having said that, if you get a giant and he shoves his foot in there, then you're dead anyway. And what does it smell? I don't know. I've got all these questions and no one hears that. No one's here to answer them. But we're going basis on the fact that it's just an abandoned giant shoe. We're not going to get disturbed in terms of like a big foot. We can always put like a roof over it if we need to. We can make a roof out of whatever you make roofs out of. And we'd be protected. Whereas if we're in a giant peach, birds and other feces, not feces, but birds and other shit. Oh my God, I'm going back to bed. Birds and other creatures and shit can actually shit on it, but can also eat it like a fruit, basically. So for that logical reason, which I'm chatting out my backside, we're going to be a shoe, and apparently 39% agree with me. Oh my days, it's going well today, innit? Would you rather eat a rotten raw steak or eat a human's cooked liver? Right, well, that's a cracking question, isn't it, really, at the end of the day? I'd probably go with a steak, to be honest, because I don't want to be a cannibal, thanks. I mean, it looked fun in the film, don't get me wrong, but no, not really. Eat a rotten raw steak, because you'd get ill off it, don't get me wrong, but having said that, you'd probably get ill eating that because you know what you're eating. Whereas if you... No, I can't click on that. I've got to click on that. Bloody hell. All right, 43% agree. Would you rather be forced to watch My Little Pony for 24 hours or have the theme song stuck in your head for the rest of your life? Well, I don't know what the theme song is to My Little Pony. That word. Don't hate me. I'm sorry. It was a little bit after my time, really, and such. So I'd probably just maybe be forced to watch it for 24 hours because after 24 hours, you're done, aren't you? Really, you're done and dusted, and then you've got the rest of your life to enjoy, I guess. So I'd probably go for that one rather than have it. I'd rather have that than have any theme song stuck in my head for the rest of my life. To be fair, because bearing in mind it is my head and I can't really use it at the best of times, so I've got no chance with a fucking theme song stuck in there as well. So that one. 88% agree. Woohoo! For a story that you're interested in, would you rather read the book or see the film? Right. Well, to be honest with me, I should really read more, but I'm more of a visual person, to be fair. So in my case, it would probably be see the film. But I am very aware that if you read books that generally get turned into films, you miss quite a lot in the film, because obviously a film can only be like an hour and a half to like two and a half hours, 3 hours really, if it's like Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit or whatever. But if it was the case of a book that's like 300 odd pages to like 500 odd pages or whatever, then you'd get more in that, wouldn't you, really? So I understand why people read books first and then watch the film, but if you're like me and you like more stimulus in terms of looking at shit, like when I was at uni and college and all that shit, I was always a guy who would look at who would find it easier to look at a PowerPoint presentation, say, rather than read shit, if that made sense. So for that reason, I'm gonna go on that one. And 57% agree with me. All right, fair play. Would you rather sleep on a pillow with a blood stain or sleep on a really hard and uncomfortable pillow? Well, is it my blood? Because if it's my blood, it's not really a big deal. Having said that, if it's someone else's blood, there's more bloody questions that you want to ask, really. But the best thing is you could flip it over, I guess. I'm actually making sense today. I'm quite impressed, kind of, maybe. What am I doing? I don't know. What? So if there's a pillow with a blood stain on it, flip it over, forget about it, you're sorted. Or you could maybe cut it out, I guess. Maybe? I have no idea. Or you can get, I'll tell you what you can get a pillow cover is what you can get. So I'd probably click that one. But if it was a really hard and uncomfortable pillow, you can't cut it out. Even if you turn it over, it's still going to be solid as a rock. So again, on that basis, because I'm really, really clever today, we're going to go with that one. Bloody hell. All right, maybe I'm not. If you could be embarrassed in one way, trust me, I embarrass myself more than one way in multiple videos a day, really, on the YouTubes. Would you rather have your dad tell everyone about your potty training with pics, or have your mum show your naked baby pictures to strangers? I'm not, to be honest, I'm not really bothered about either of them, to be fair, because you're a baby at the end of the day. So we've all been there. We've all had mishaps with potty training shit, and we've all been naked as a baby, because of course you are, because you don't come out fully clothed. So, and to strangers isn't like a bad, like a stranger is a stranger. You're probably never going to see him again, right? Unless they're a stranger that you turn into a mate or whatever. So that's, never mind. Or tell everyone. Everyone is kind of like a broad horizon aspect thing, right? Because everyone is everyone. So does he go around the whole planet, like to different countries and say, hey, look at my son or whatever? But that's just strangers, don't it? So like, if it's like a small group of strangers every once in a while, whenever she goes out, I mean, she might not go off. She might not go out that much. Mine does. But I mean, other mums might not. They might just, you know, work at home or whatever. But I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm gonna click on that one. I am gonna click on that one. No, I'm not. I'm gonna click on that one. No, I'm not. I'm gonna click on. No, I'm gonna click on that one because, as I said, like, neither of these are really bad, to be fair, because again, we're with a baby. Unless, of course, you're still using the potty when you're 20 odd. In which case, you probably click on that one. I'm not. Honest. But I'm still going to click on that one anyway, and 63% agree with me. Cool! Would you rather absolutely reek of armpits for the rest of your life, or lose your sense of smell completely? Right, well, we have spray, don't we, really? We have several makes of body spray and such that you can, fuck it, tie an air freshener up there, really. You know, one of those car air, just get a clump of hair, tie a ribbon around it, and then just dangle it. You can tuck it in, it's fine, don't worry about it. So we're gonna go with that one, I think, just straight off the bat, just like that. Because, yeah, you can try and combat it, maybe, with spray. That is the motto I'm going for right now. I don't know if that's a viable option or whatever, but I'm going for it, nonetheless. Because if you lose your smell, you're not going to be able to smell anything. I know that's pretty obvious, because even as I said it, I know it's pretty obvious, but you lose your sense of smell, really, and no, why? That'd be weird. No, I don't know. I'm gonna go with that one. And 19% agree with me. All right, fair play. They've clearly not thought about the aerosol idea. So that's the thing. Would you rather change your religion or change your political party? Right, well, this is dead easy. I'd rather choose that one, I think, to be fair, because I am religious, but I'm not like 15 Hail Marys every time I look at porn. I don't look at porn. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I believe in what I believe and all that, and I should go to church a hell of a lot more. Shit, bad choice. Never mind. I should go to church a lot more than what I really do, if we're being totally honest. But, so that's important to me. So I don't really want to change that because I don't know, really. It's not a bad thing if you change your religion. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I believe in what I believe in. So that's more important than that is, really, to be fair. Because bollocks to it. I'm just going to click it for shits and giggles. 66% agree with me. All right, fair dues. I know I didn't really explain it on that one, but in my head, I did. All right, cracking. When addressing a person, would you rather begin every sentence with, "I'ma let you finish," right? Or end every sentence with, "in bed"? What? I'd rather go for that one, to be fair, because I mean, it's not. Do I? Yeah. No, I'm gonna. I mean, that's a little bit of fun, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, but fun could run out pretty quick, really. And if you try to make a good impression and such, then I think that's the bad way to go. So I'm just gonna go with that one, and then at least maybe I can say sorry after I said it. Alright, would you rather store all your photos on Facebook or store all your photos on Flickr? Right, well, I don't really use that, so that's a bit of an easy one. Facebook, 64% agree. Because I don't really use Facebook, to be fair. I mean, like, my personal stuff. I mean, I go on it every so often to see what people are up to and have a bit of a nosy, but I don't actually use it to, like, hey, I've just eaten tea and it was chicken and broccoli. Give me 4 likes or some shit. I'm not like that. But I use it for, like, messaging people and stuff, and people who I've not really, like, seen in God knows how long, or who don't live in this country, or don't live near me anymore from college or high school or whatever, that have moved. I use it to keep in touch with them and stuff. So I'm not really a photo kind of person on Facebook. Like, I'm not really like, look at me, I'm having such a good time in the club. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that kind of person. But if I did, and I wanted to reminisce about past events in terms of pictures, I'd just go on Facebook for the ease of it rather than Flickr, because that's something that I've not got an account for. There we go, I did it. Moving on. Would you rather start every sentence with a what there? I can't even say that, so probably not that one. I presume that's a quote. Or start every sentence with. We're gonna move on that one, because that makes bloody no sense. Would you rather be a blonde or be a brunette? Well, I am a brunette, kind of, technically, so with that one, even though we have a brunette. Guys are called brunettes, right? Of course they are. What the hell am I saying? Bloody hell, get me to bed. Would you rather go to prison for 5 years or watch every episode of Full House? What the hell is Full House? What the hell is I don't know, but I don't want to go to prison for 5 years, so I'm gonna click on that. Apparently 86% agree with me. That's cool. I don't know what Full House is. I'm gonna have to Google that a bit, along with a gurney. Would you rather? That didn't make any sense. Be Wolverine or be Iron Man? Right, well, I think I'd rather be Iron Man, to be fair, because amongst other things, like money, that's not the main thing, but I know I said it first, but money, you've got, what else have you got? You've got a metal suit, don't you know, with shit, and I'm a fan of Iron Man, is what I am. Just don't leave me alone. I'm a fan of Iron Man. But yeah, I'd rather be Iron Man, because Wolverine lives forever, right? Technically, he regenerates and all that shit, and ain't no one want to do that. I don't want to live forever and see all my loved ones die, and then find new loved ones and then see them die, and then it's a bloody endless circle is what it is. I don't want to do it. I'd rather be Iron Man, human, rich. I've said that twice. It's not about money, all right? But if we're going off the films, right? Because, spoilers, I'm not really one for comic books and stuff. Like, that's fine. If you are, I've got mates that are as well, but it's not for me. Because, again, I'm busy doing other stuff. And I don't really read. I know it's pictures, but moving on. So, if we're going off the films and shit, then Robert Downey Jr.'s character, then why not? Because money. Again, stop saying that. Right. He's good looking. He's got a personality. He doesn't give a shit. He's got confidence. He's got a mansion. And he wears a metal suit and goes around saving the world. So I'd rather be that one than, again, living forever and having metal spikes come out your fist. Moving on! And for the final one, would you rather have a beer belly or have 3 chins? Right, well, this is pretty easy. I think I'd rather have a beer belly, because you could go to the gym and work it off, right? Whereas with 3 chins, I don't think unless you could have surgery, right? But I think you'd have to pay for that privately, I guess. So that's more money. Whereas if you just spend X amount of money for a month for a gym membership, then you can get that off in no time if you just diet and whatever. So I'd rather go for beer belly. And 77% agree. And on that note, guys, I am going to leave that one there. So that's would you rather. Again, I'm quite enjoying that. We just sit back, relax, and just have a debate with myself, really. So yeah, that's the thing. I have no friends. So yeah, that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye. Balls, shut up. I can't even hear myself think. I presume we start with that one then, do we? We're starting at the top and working our way down, I guess. So we'll do. Alright, we'll do that one next.